Hi there. So this is the part where I smile and pretend not to be terrified. So I'm so happy to be here. It's just such a beautiful venue, and I'm so grateful to 14 Hills for publishing my book and taking a chance on me. And yeah, so here we go. And the book is about mythologies, kind of the mythologies of piracy, and sort of the stories that families tell themselves about themselves, and kind of the stories that individual people tell themselves to form an identity. So maybe you'll hear a little bit of that in the poems. So the first poem is called What It Is Like to Be a Woman Pirate. Believe that it is your luck alone that keeps the fair winds blowing. Your swearing and cursing keeps the Royal Navy away. Your sea shanties hold at bay the red sky morning. Believe that when Charon's boat appears in your scope, you will take the helm, forge ahead, away from the grim silhouette. Full sail, lads, let the wind fill her belly. Believe you will always make an easy escape. Charon is only an accident boat, and you are a great man of war. A husband is a wind, always blowing in the wrong direction. A husband keeps you weather-bound at port, buffeting your bow with expectations. A lover is a fresh breeze against your unfurled sails that lets you go free. A lover does not have a house for you to keep, nor a bed for you to lie in. A lover bribes the alehouse owner, leads you to the storeroom. A lover takes you to sea in a stolen schooner, invites you into his hammock. A husband is a contract you can break. A lover is an ongoing negotiation. I am the captain, but you are always the one giving orders. And the men obey you. Do they obey you because you are my right-hand helpmeet, a lifeboat headed to shore to collect supplies still under my command? I crush your whole body against mine when I kiss you, cover your mouth with my own. I won't let you breathe until I'm satisfied. I ask you if you know that on this ship you are below me. Instead of answering, you climb into the rigging to trim the sail. You tell me you sense a gale is coming. Wanted, salty sea bitch, sea witch, musket-wielding buccaneer, scabrous strumpet given to swearing and cursing like a jackal in tar, fearless female tomineer who never turtles in a storm, tempestuous mermaid siren with extensive portfolio of seductive serenades and documented history of success in compelling sailors to wreck their ships upon jagged shorelines, wind-weathered lass who can handle a cutlass, sore-fisted scrapper, loose woman with a wanderlust strong enough to match my own unnatural appetites. You sleep with your fingers coiled around the handle of a loaded musket. I sleep with my hands coiled over your breasts. You tell me I need to keep a weapon close in case of mutiny, in case of boarding, in case the lookout is caught off guard. I tell you I am a light sleeper, good watchdog. I will wake you at the first sign of trouble, and you will protect me. So part of the book is letters to Anne Bonny, who's kind of the persona that the first section is about. She's a female pirate in the 1700s. Dear Anne Bonny, all the things I wish for seem to be things I'm ashamed to be wanting in the first place, so when I get them, I can't enjoy them. Have you ever had this problem? Have you ever run out your guns, intimidated a schooner into surrendering without a single shot fired? The passengers are wealthy and have hidden their gold in silly, obvious places. Have you ever won a good day's loot with little effort and then something strikes your sympathy? The tear the captain brushes from his eye, the way the countess's hands shake as she removes her rings. Suddenly, you feel like a villain, a bully. Suddenly, you feel like a pirate. The gold loses its sparkle and you refuse to join in the crew's drinking songs of victory. You drink your grog quietly, swallowing it quickly, trying not to taste it because it is good to be alive and what you are. So good, you are sorry for it. Aww. So then this one is called A Small Madness, and it's from the second part of the book, which is kind of like a fictionalized family history. So, a small madness. A small madness grows massive, monstrous when fed by love, becomes aware of itself, aware of its preferences, peculiarities, married for a year, then there was a desert, a breakdown of a car, a mind, a narrative. My mother fed my father's madness until it became its own institution, capable of holding meetings, passing bylaws. My mother fed my father's madness until it rumbled through the city like a public bus, the wrong bus, carrying her in a great arc away from her destination and then back to her point of origin. My father tried to end himself. So many times he was unsuccessful. He placed his hands around my mother's neck, tried to squeeze the air out of her. He was unsuccessful. I carry his name, Hyslop. It's a name that remembers. My mother doesn't carry it. I carry the madness it takes to tell. Okay, last one. This is called From Bed to World is Ominous. This is from the last section of the book. The journey from bed to world is ominous. The thin, gelid air of approaching winter suggests an impossible altitude. To rise is to accept possibility. I could be heated to the point of burning by the friction of the atmosphere. I could fall at an impossible velocity, and I'll risk it for desiring you. One of us is inside the house. One of us is trembling in the flower bed, about to be caught by the sprinklers. Try to identify who is who, which is which. I resolve to make sounds, thinking sounds produce echoes, produce nothing useful, only evidence. Trees make fine companions. You don't have to approach them slowly. They accept everything you would give and take. Their progress is measured. They can learn to be predictable. For years it was force yourself again and can't recall in which direction. The important questions arise like a sermon that refuses to miss me. The villagers punished her for acting as if she could have a private life, secret, apart from them. Penetrate has been haunting me year after year. Of late I am fascinated by its proximity to plunge, to say nothing of the relations between plunge and plummet. The difference between permeate and pervade is that the former is affecting a substance, the latter an area. A characteristic of penetrate is that it is affected upon a solid substance. For years, I was not a solid substance. Then you hardened me into a vessel. I can float now. I can take on cargo. Having an unkeepable sin, loss of wanting undercuts complete. You can't see my heart until I pull it out of my throat. Thanks for listening.